Start today in Puerto Rico, where the Public Housing Administration, the Office of Women's Advocates, and the Department of Recreation and Sports signed a very important agreement that will impact the residents of the public housing developments in Puerto Rico. A program which will be developed within a year is established after a proposal from the Women's Advocates Department and the Department of Recreation, totaling $3.1 million to help cover expenses. Our Francis Felix reports.
Alliance between governmental agencies will impact the residents of all the public housing developments of Puerto Rico as a measure to stop violence. This initiative will serve women, youth, children, and other adults from the 328 residents on the island. A sports and recreational area will directly impact children and young people between the ages of 7 and 18, as well as older adults. Also will provide tools for empowerment and economic self-sufficiency to women.
It's very important for PRPHA. Today we have entered into an agreement with the Sports and Recreation Department, the Women's Advocate Office, to implement what will be the sports and recreation program in our public housing projects. With this program, we are looking forward to impacting the lives of our children in our projects. We want to attend the necessities of our women in our project, deal with violence, implement strategies for prevention of crime, etc. So for us, it's very important this day because we are able to provide our resources to attend the necessities of our public housing communities. Well, through the Sports and Recreation Department, we will be providing a series of sports, right? We're talking about basketball, baseball, taekwondo. We're talking about a series of sports in all our projects. And then with the Women's Advocate Office, we're looking forward to attending the necessities of the mothers of the children that will be benefiting right from the programs of the Sports and Recreation Department. We're working to be able to repair those courts or infrastructure that was affected by the recent hurricanes and by the earthquakes. We have received an allocation of funds by FEMA.
De transformar vidas, de dar oportunidades.
Definitely is very important for the Department of Housing and especially for the Puerto Rico Public Housing Administration. As a government, we are directly engaged and directly is of a highly important for us to develop our children in our housing projects and our youth around the island. And the sports and recreation are essential for the development of the youth and also for the children of them.
Kids and adults will benefit from this initiative as a way of preventing and empower communities. From Cataño, Puerto Rico, Francis Felix.
All right, thanks so much, Francis. Well, continuing our coverage today in Puerto Rico, U.S. Border Patrol agents were busy on Wednesday after stopping a boat with 59 Haitian migrants on board. Wednesday morning, Ramy Station Border Patrol agents on duty saw a makeshift Yola-type vessel approaching the coast near Pools Beach. Agents then approached and searched the then abandoned 30-foot homemade vessel that had no markings or registration, and they discovered foreign branded food products on board. And after a search of the area near the vessel, agents found 59 Haitian migrants, 58 adults, and 1 juvenile, all of which have since been transported to the Ramy Station for immigration processing and removal. And switching now to the latest developments in that leaked Supreme Court draft opinion showing the High Court could overturn Roe v. Wade, ending federal abortion rights for women. We're learning that the man who wrote that draft opinion has now canceled a scheduled public appearance today. That's as abortion rights supporters continue to protest the possible overturning of the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision. Demonstrations once again gathered outside the court in Washington, D.C. The draft opinion is not a final decision. The High Court's expected to make their ruling public by June or July. In the meantime, we've learned that Justice Samuel Alito has now canceled an appearance at a judicial conference that was set to begin today on Thursday. but he has since canceled, and organizers did not provide an official reason why. Alito authored the draft opinion that was dated from February and published by Politico on Monday. And now to the latest on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. As the fight continues in Ukraine, Ukrainian commanders say Russian shelling has resumed on the Mariupol steel plant, holding the last pocket of resistance in the city. And we do have new footage that's being shown on Russian TV of smoke rising over the plant and soldiers in the streets. The renewed attacks come as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky reports nearly 350 more people have now been evacuated from the port city and surrounding areas. Now that's in addition to the around 150 evacuated already earlier this week. And in the western city of Lviv, airstrikes to a power plant have now cut off some of the city's electricity. Meanwhile, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi stressed the importance of arming Ukrainians, even as Russia steps up strikes aimed specifically at slowing the flow of Western shipments. Speaker Pelosi says voting on a measure to provide $33 billion of aid to Ukraine could take place as early as next week. And switching gears now, Guyana's President Irfan Ali on Tuesday gave the assurance that his government is not spying or has any intention of using modern technology like spyware to monitor the activities of journalists or any other citizen. He gave the promise as he addressed members of the media fraternity at the start of the two-day national conference hosted in observance of World Press Freedom Day. President Ali's statement came after President of Guyana Press Association Nazima called on the administration to assure journalists and media houses that it will not utilize spyware like Pegasus against the background of allegations made in Trinidad that the government there had been using that Israeli-manufactured program. The GPA requested that the government assure that there is no such activity taking place locally. The president said it will not happen under his government.
This government has no intention whatsoever. It has not even contemplated my mind to move in any direction, to have any spyware or whyware or anything to spy on anyone. That is farthest from my thought. I have not even imagined something like that. So take it out even your imagination out. It will never happen, at least under this government. It will never happen. And wherever it exists, it should be rooted out. Because no government must be spying on their population. None. Not in the democratic construct of a free